Welcome in MLS Now. I'm Jason Segini. With me, Andrew Wiebe. We are doing part 2 of our 4-part series as we look around the league, take stock of where teams are, what their biggest needs are ahead of stage 2 of the re-entry draft, and of course, silly season come January, along with the super draft. Andrew, you have 20 seconds to give me the team's biggest need. We're going to start with the Chicago Fire.
Oh, look, they've signed a DP already, and Kennedy Igboanike. They have another one maybe in the bag in David Accam, but it's one position. Let's let Frank Yallop tell us what it is.
Yeah, well, the centre-back position's in capital letters right in front of me, by the way.
You heard it there. It's center back. Look, Jeffrey Leonards might play there, maybe. Probably at this point, unless they get a lot of numbers there. And if he does, that means some changes in the midfield.
All right, if they're out signing 2 designated players, don't expect Anangano back. The other thing to make mention of is Mike McGee might not be back until March or April. You never know how he's going to recover from that injury. All right, the Columbus Crew, they signed Kai Kamara this year, headed into next season. What's Greg Berhalter's concern right now?
I like the midfield. The back line, I like it too, but there's no real starting caliber right back, Jay. They've got to find somebody there. Maybe Barson backs him up, and then it's all about some depth there. They need some numbers. We saw last year some shuffling going on, but you mentioned forward, Kai Kamara, he played on the right side in that 4-3 in Kansas City. Can he be the man up top? Crew fans hope he can be. He's got to prove it now.
Also worth mentioning, we expect Higuain to be back. Also signed Kristen Steinderson at left midfield and Mohamed Said at central midfield for next season.
Sound it out, Jay. Sound it out.
Berhalter going to his well in Scandinavia there. All right, moving on to Orlando City. One of the more exciting teams in the news these days because they are in the mix for Breck Shea. They've also signed a young DP forward, Honduran Brian Roches. What is Adrian Heath looking at next?
Well, look, I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but it's at right back once again. Rafael Ramos, Tyler Turner, those are good young talents. Probably not starting caliber right backs. I like the rest of their lineup. They've got to find a right back that can get forward, that can get into the attack. That's how Heath wants to play. That's what they need to do. But up top, you mentioned it, there are question marks there. I'm not sure who the starter is, and I'm not sure if they're, oh, there goes my time.
All right, questions about all the forwards that they have on their roster, but there's some talent there to pick from. Speaking of talent, the Montreal midfield has beefed up this offseason, adding Nigel Rio-Coker and Donadell, 2 guys who they think can add some depth and some veteran leadership there. What is it for Montreal that is the biggest need right now? I have a feeling there might be more than one.
Yeah, I think we're just going to roll the tape on Frank Yallop again. It's not his team, but it's center backs. Hassoun Kamara, he played right back last year. I think they see him as a center back going forward. But that means Eric Miller moves over to the right. He's got to improve after his rookie season. But then you mentioned it, up top, Jack McInerney. Can he make this team a playoff team? He's not Marco Di Vaio. We'll see.
Time's up. We'll see what Jack Mack can do up there alone or if they bring someone else in for reinforcements. Speaking of reinforcements, Toronto FC potentially going to lose Jermaine Defoe. All signs seem to be pointing to that. Question marks around Gilberto. That's 2 DP forwards. So if you're Tim Bezbachenko and Greg Vanney, what are you thinking about right now as you build this Toronto offseason?
There's a lot to think about, but if I had a house, I would bet it on Defoe not coming back. To me, that means you need to either hold on to Gilberto or improve up top. Robbie Finley picked up in re-entry draft stage 1. Only once has scored more than 6 goals. Bright DK, injured all the time. Those are concerns for Toronto FC. And that back line, that's always been a concern.
All right, that's it for part 2. The Eastern Conference is done. Parts 3 and 4 will be all about the Western Conference. If you missed part 1, check out the link in the description below.